It's amazing as one gets older, and I'm getting older at 53, soon to be 54. How did that happen? I still feel 14 emotionally, which I'm sure you understood. My daughter said, how about Lamar Odom, former basketball player for the Los Angeles Lakers? He had some kind of a drug episode at a brothel, and Kobe Bryant left the game to go see him in the hospital. I'm saying, when did that happen? Dad, it's on the news, all over the news. How did you say it was trending on Twitter? It was on E! News, it was on TMZ. I'm saying, well, I'm reading about the House and Paul Ryan and the speakership and the presidential candidates. I'm reading the Journal Sentinel and the State Journal and all these other papers around the country. And granted, I like politics. A lot of the entertainment stuff I miss, but I realize there's a huge gap between the young and the older, and even older still. Even this madison.com video commentary, I have people 75 plus who are good friends of mine who have not seen one. What's that, Mitch? I read your columns. I have a column every other Sunday in the State Journal. I see the columns. I go, well, do you ever see the video? Video? No. Well, sometimes my wife goes on there to check the email. So we've got like this big divide. But frankly, the truth is the truth. As a kid, being a geek who always watched C-SPAN, I was a kid watching Watergate, I didn't always know what's going on in the entertainment world, the top 40 world. In fact, one of my friends in college said, Mitch, can you name any of the top 10 songs in America right now? In front of my friends, I said, no, I couldn't. And they all laughed. But I knew the Speaker of the House, the Majority Leader. They didn't know any of that stuff. I could tell you who the Vice President was, running mate for Goldwater at 64, William Miller. Nobody knew that. Nobody cared. Kids would say the current events quiz is on Friday, not, how do you know that? They'd say, Mitch, why do you know that? Because I would answer every question on the current events quiz on Friday. Who won the Democratic presidential primary in New York? I'd go, Scoop Jackson. They'd look up like I was a Martian, like I was from outer space. I'd say, well, how do you not know that? It was on the news, it was in the paper. The point of it is, a lot of the news of the millennials is knowing things that kids knew 40, 50 years ago. I went to a high school reunion, class of 56, East High. I said, how many kids were for Eisenhower? Nobody raised their hand. How many kids were for Stevenson? Nobody raised their hand. They were high school kids. They were cruising. They were going to have cheeseburgers and shakes. They weren't caring about the presidential race. They weren't weird. I was. And those are my confessions on this day. My 2 minutes. My 2 cents are brought to you by Capital Consultants and Edge Construction. Mike Tuig and his staff can redo your house, your bedroom, your bathroom, your kitchen, make your house feel just like home. We can talk about this and other things on the radio tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on 92.1 FM, The Mike, The Mitch Henck Show. Talk to you then.